Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the live stream of the MX5 Cup here in season 15 of the Phoenix Sim Sport. We're racing at the Sepang circuit in Malaysia, and qualifying is currently underway. But let's look at the championship standing after 2 rounds. We have Marcel Mico winning 3 of the first 4 races. So he has a 64-point lead over Sandy Burgee and Allen. But Burgee is not here this week. He missed the Tatas race yesterday, and it looks like he is also going to miss the MX5 race tonight. So it will be a chance for Marcel Mico to put away, and a chance for Allen to leapfrog from Burgee. We got Miro Gibi also very close behind in fourth, and Maverick aka Andrew Target in fifth place in the standings. So let's see who will be the first one to set a lap time. It looks like to be our championship leader, Marcel Miku, on the track first. As I'm trying to get Twitch to work on my phone because it's not it's not complying at all. And if I can't get that to work, I cannot read the chat. So that is vital. Okay, it's now kind of working. I can see Impact's chat saying Matt for the win. Well, he's going to be facing a lot of challenge, judging by the practice times. Marcel Miku and Alex Romsix are the 2 fastest drivers in practice session. I'm not very familiar with Alex. I'm not sure if he's a new driver or anything like that. I think he's just joined the server like 10 days ago, so looks like he's already got great pace on his maybe debut in the series. I can't remember whether he raced last week or not. You know, when people get over the age of 25, the memory has will decline quite significantly as Teja Sharma has spun on his outlap. Let's go on board with Marcel Miku, the championship leader, as he builds up speed on his first flying lap of the day. We have, I think, 18 or 19 drivers in the server tonight, so it's going to be quite chaotic on this pretty wide but also pretty fun Sepang International Circuit. Kyalami is on the calendar, but that is the 6th round, which is in 3 weeks' time. So on August the 29th. Is that, yeah, right? Sounds right, yeah. Yeah, August 29th. We will be racing in Kyalami. That's round 6 instead of round 3. As Marcel Miku makes his way through the second sector. We got Teja Sharma once again on his outlap spinning. He joined the server really late, so perhaps he's had a lack of practice because he was asking for potential setups in the Discord server just a couple of minutes ago, so clearly he's unprepared for this race, which can explain his mishaps on the outlap. But this is Marcel Miku on the first flying lap. This is not an outlap. The graphic is wrong. Let's see if he can produce somewhere close to a 227. I believe the fastest lap in the practice server was a 227.9. So anything close to that should be able to get you a front row of the starting grid. As per usual, the races are 20 minutes long. There will be 2 races. The first race will be decided by the qualifying result. The second race will be a reverse top 10 result of the race 1. So if you finish 11th and below in race 1, that will be your starting position. Marcel Miku's first lap time is a 228.010. That is 2 seconds faster than Leila Petralia. We've now got Callum going across the line, and a lot of other drivers such as Villatao. He goes third with a 231.5. Nichas is currently 5th, now 6th. That's Northey with a 2:31.1 goes up to third position. Shabo is not very fast on his first lap. Juho Sopner though is with a 2:29.4. He goes to second. On board with Alex Rome 6, who was second in the practice server earlier on. Let's see if he can challenge Marcel Miku in the actual qualifying session. Feathering the throttle through turn 1, lifting off through turn 2. You want to be as on throttle as early as possible coming out of turn 2 because this is a long run all the way uphill into turn 4. So currently we have Marcel Miku leading Juho Sopanen as Ilbun. Ooh, how do you pronounce that name? Ilbun Leto, sorry, has had a spin, I think, at where is he going? At the very tricky turn 14. Yeah, just going onto the back straight. He's had trouble there. Let's go back on board with Alex Rome 6. He's got a bit of traffic in front. Shabo's first lap was like 6 seconds off the pace, so he might get blocked here very soon. This is not ideal for Alex Rome 6. As Airman goes up to P8, not a very fast lap time, I don't think. So yeah, he's definitely got blocked here. He needs to find a way through, and he can't find a way through. Yeah, he has to lift off, so that lap is done and dusted. I also saw Alan's name going red, so Alan is had his issue as Miragibi now improves up to third place with a 2:29.924. Let's see if this leaderboard works. No, it doesn't. It never works. It shows Marcel Miku's time and his time alone. That's not very fun. Speaking of which, Marcel Miku is starting his final flying lap of the session as Leila Petralia goes second with a 2:29.354. Teja Sharma is spinning to the pits, so he doesn't have any time to set a lap time anymore. That's his qualifying session done and dusted. Callum ready to come across the line with a 2:30.677 that moves him up into 5th position. We've then got Nature's going to 6th with a 2:31.143. Lucas Villatau has made a mistake and Callum is down. I think he's probably out of fuel. So his qualifying session is finished. Let's go on board with Alex Romiskis. He's still behind the slow car. This is really not ideal for somebody who set the second best lap time in the practice server. He can send it into turn 1, but he backs off, so that's his qualifying session done as well. Juho Sopanen has just come out of the pits, and now he is on his final flying lap. Where is Alan? He's on his out lap. He does have enough time to complete his out lap. That's good news for him. So I think we should go on board with Juho, who's sliding to turn 1. He's definitely lost a lot of time. It's a huge slide in turn 1 as Maverick goes up to 6 with a 2:30.7. I don't think anybody can challenge Marcel Miku because Leila is already in the pits. Yes, and this leaderboard finally works. Northie is now up to 8th. Villatau has spun on his final lap, so his qualifying session is done. Maverick is also spun at where the hell is this? That's out of turn 2. That's a very weird place to have a spin. So Marcel Miku down the back straight. I don't think anybody can challenge him unless Alan or like Sopanen can pull something out of the hat at the final moment. But he's looking very good so far for the Czech driver and the championship leader. Coming out of the final corner, Miro Rakibi goes up to 2nd with a 2:29.159. So he displaces Leila Petralia up to 2nd. Can Marcel Miku improve his time? Yes, he can. That's surely pole position and the fastest lap ever in the server, in the league, as Juho Sopanen is trying to make a move. Coming into turn 11, so he's definitely got probably blocked or affected there, and again sliding out of the corner. I need to go back to relative to find Alan because he's not set a lap time and he's round. Alan is round. He is not going to have a single valid lap time. The driver 3rd in the championship will start rock bottom in race 1. That is huge drama. Huge drama here at Sepang International Circuit. Juho Sopelin now coming towards the final corner. But after those 2 slides and getting blocked, I don't think he can improve that much, or can he? Let's see, shoot his run to the line. It will be a 2:29.091. That's actually faster than Miro Lagibi's lap. Juho Sopelin takes second at the death. We've got more drivers coming across the line. As I can turn this stupid leaderboard off. So Dokkan should be one of the last drivers across the line. We probably also got either Brian Garcia or Herman might be on the lap. But Dokkan's lap doesn't look to be very promising. He might still do a PB. He does. That's 5th actually. Even though he's 2.5 seconds off the pace. He just about beat Callum and Maverick to take 5th place on the grid. Brian Garcia is opposite locking into turn 14. The Red Bull livery driver is not going to be happy with that, and I think he's backed out of that as Kane Ehrman coming across the line just pipped Brian Garcia into that 12th position. And that should be that for qualifying. I don't think anybody else is on the lap. Brian, after the mistake, is definitely not on a lap, and he is actually behind Alan, but, well, is Alan actually still on a lap? Because he definitely had his moment. And he is going to come across the line to go absolutely nowhere. The lap time must be invalid because he spun. Yeah, he did a 2:45, so even if it was valid, it would be P16 anyway. So in the end, 4 drivers didn't set a lap time. Alan, Ilbun, Leto, and Tejas Sharma all without a lap time. Spink joined very late, so he didn't have the chance to set a lap time. Excuse me. But 15 drivers did set a lap time, and Marcel Miku takes pole position by 1.2 seconds. That is a huge gap in the MX5 series. Absolutely gigantic gap. And that just shows why he is one of the best drivers in the league. You've also got Michele Carrara just joined the league, who I believe is currently 10th in the standings. But he's going to have to scramble and starting from last position. So Alan will not start from last because he's 16th. But that's still a mountain to climb for the currently 3rd place in the championship driver. We've then got very close gaps between Juho Sopelin, Miro Lagibi, and Leila Petralia. These 3 are only separated by 2.5 tenths of a second, so they could have their own fight for the final 2 spots on the podium. And then Dokkan, Callum, and Maverick, so 5th, 6th, 7th, also only separated by less than 3 tenths of a second, so they might have some fun fighting for the prestigious P5 place as Maverick sends a setup, trying to help a couple of other drivers. As we are now on the grid, let's teleport myself into the pits immediately, and let's watch from the view of Marcel Miku. So he will be starting from pole position, and he is a really good starter, so you would expect him to be able to still hold his lead into turn 1, but it's all about who will be second into the first corner. Juho, Miro, Leila, or can Dokkan, Callum, or even Maverick bring a surprise at the start of race 1 here at the Sepang International Circuit? All 6 lights are off, and we are go at Sepang for race 1 of tonight. And Miro Lagibi gets a better start. He is already alongside Juho Sopelin and Maverick. After a brilliant start, he's already challenging P5 into turn 1. Let's look at this camera from Miro. He will have the inside line and take second position from Juho. Maverick down the inside of Leila Petralia even, and he's being hit slightly, but he still has control of his car. Miro is trying to challenge Marcel around the outside. We've got trouble here from Natures. He's in the pack. And in the battle, and there's contact in front between Callum and Dokkan. They got very sideways coming around turn 3. We got Marcel Miku now being passed by Miro Regibi. They're going side by side into turn 4. Marcel takes the inside line, takes the position and holds his lead. But a brilliant start from Miro Regibi, almost challenging the lead of Marcel Miku. Now down into turn 5. He's going to the inside, but he will be on the outside for turn 6. I think Marcel Miku will still hold the line. Yes, he does, but this all means Juho's opponent is getting really close to the back of both of them, but Juho has to defend on the inside against Leila Petralia, as Alex Romiskas has made a brilliant start, going up from somewhere around P11 up to P7, but he's in the dogfight here, going 3 wide with Northie and Callum. Callum around the outside can break the latest, but Alex has the inside line. There's contact between Northie and Callum, and Northie gets sideways, so he has to save his car and dropping down to P10, and now P11 goes Northie. Both of the track drivers take advantage of that. Villatel up to P9, Nature's up to P10. Back to the fight for the lead. Marcel Miku choosing to use a completely different line compared to Miro Regibi into turn 14. Villatel now has a moment coming out of turn 12, and now he's being passed by both Northie and Airman. Airman down the inside of Northie. Northie getting, oh my goodness, what happened there? Romiskas and Callum getting all out of shape. What is going on? We're going 3 wide in front and 3 wide behind Romiskas. They're fighting very hard. Dokkan on the inside of Callum into the final corner. Who is going to yield? Dokkan breaks earlier, but he will have the better line. Can he squeeze Callum out? Coming out of the final corner, they're still going to be side by side, but we have to look at the front because Miro Regibi is side by side with Marcel Miku down into turn 1. Miro challenging around the outside. He must have got a great exit coming out of the final corner, but Marcel Miku has the inside line. Can Miro Regibi do the cutback? No. Marcel parks on the apex perfectly, and he holds P1 for now, but this is complete chaos. Around the outside goes Callum on Nature's. Nature's challenging P6, but Callum holds the line into turn 2. We now got Villatel going around the outside of Airman. And Teja Sharma has round into turn 1, and people are cutting on the grass as Luck PP having problem with Alan. Alan has moved up only 1 spot into P15, so it's been a terrible start from Alan. He's only moved up 1 place, and he has a 3-second gap to Brian Garcia in front of him. Down the inside goes Villatel. He's side by side with Alex. Running wide is Airman in front of them. This is only going to concertina this whole group up, and we're still going side by side in the front of this group. Callum holding 6 strong on Nature's, but Romiskas on the inside of Villatel will try to take 10th position away, but now they're almost going 3 wide in turn 6. Airman getting loose, coming out of turn 6, which means Alex can go around the outside. The green car comes out on top. Airman now has to defend inside line as Alex goes off into the AstroTurf, into the ground, where he's taken Northie with him. Northie uses his line, got punished as well. So Airman somehow keeps P9, but Villatel is challenging him around the outside of turn 9. He can't do it. Airman breaks deeper but makes a corner. Side by side between Callum and Nature's again. Nature's fighting really hard, but he can't find a way through for now. And off the track goes Airman. Airman is in the gravel. Where the hell is he? He's returned to the track now, but he's dropped 2 positions. Villatel up to 9th and Alex up to P10. Nature's very close to the back of Callum again. Going wide is Dokkan. That's going to hurt his exit, but Villatel is very far away from Dokkan, so he was still staying P8. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, Marcel Miku leads by 0.8 of a second over Miro Regibi, who's completely lost the line to the final corner. He's lost 0.3 of a second with that mistake, and Juho's opponent might be able to come close to him, but he's under pressure from Petralia and Maverick as Northie dives down the inside of the final corner, takes P11 away from Cav Airman. But Airman now has the stiff trim, and he will probably look for a move into turn 1, or is he going to bump draft Northie? I think he's trying to look for a move, but he chooses not to make the move. They need to work together to challenge the guys in front. Alan, meanwhile, has caught up to the group ahead. Let's go on board with currently 3rd place in the championship, who's had a shocking qualifying and also struggling to make any inroads in the race. He's got Shabo in front of him, who, as we saw in qualifying, wasn't the fastest in the world, as Alex Romiskas now to the inside of Villatel will take nice position into turn 4. Villatel doesn't fight it, trying to get an up and under and getting a better traction coming out of the corner, but he will be on the outside of turn 5, and he doesn't have enough overlap, so move completed from Alex. How about Alan? He's still stuck behind Shabo. This is really hurting Alan. I don't know what's happened to him, but he seems very unaccustomed to this Sepang circuit. He's going all over the back, and that is contact, and what a save by Shabo. That is a brilliant save, but yeah, that's a questionable move from Alan. He's currently faster than Shabo, but he couldn't find a way through. So in the end, it's kind of a push to pass there between the two drivers into turn 6. Meanwhile, Natures has finally made the move on Callum. He also looks to be the faster driver, but he was stuck behind Callum for so long, and Callum now goes slightly deeper. They're all going deeper, using all the actual turf around the outside of turn 12 there. Trouble for Teja Sharma, who's had a spin into turn 9. Back to this fight, wide goes Natures in turn 14, so now Callum will get the chance to attack again as Villatel kicks up all the gravel. At turn 14's exit, Callum looking to the outside of Natures. The top 5 are gone. The best position he can fight for is P6, and they are absolutely going for it. To the inside is Alex as well, just behind him. The green car hits the brown car, and Dokkan is round. And he tries to rejoin, but that's a little bit unsafe. Northie will go around the outside of the spinning Dokkan, who got hit by Alex Romskis. So that's another questionable move we've seen in the space of half a lap. Firstly by Alan on Shabo, now by Alex on Dokkan. As Ilbanato is up. Where are you, mate? He's gone off into the shadow realm. Battle for P4 brewing. Maverick to the inside of Layla. Is he going to make the sand? No. He decides to find the next opportunity, but Nature's now being repassed by Callum into turn 1. So these two clearly now have similar pace as Teja Sharma gets passed by Spink into turn 1. That's a very wide line, which will compromise his exit. Record the speed into turn 2. Where is Layla going? That's so wide on the exit of turn 6. Using all of the track and a bit more, you could say. They're trying to hold on to the 4th position. But if you don't get a warning, you can do that. It's allowed. Nature has dropped back slightly as Michele Carrara now gets passed by Spink. So Spink is now making moves finally after not being able to qualify since he joined the server very late. He's made 2 positions up into P17. Into turn 9, defending the inside. Oh, Dokkan completely crossed up, but he somehow made the move. He was almost out of control into the braking zone of turn 9, but in the end he's made the move stick, and back up to P10 goes Dokkan. He definitely wants to get back to the train front and battle with Alex, who punted him around into the final corner last lap again. But he's got 5 seconds to catch up. That's a large gap as Maverick now side by side with Layla Petralia, passing Layla Petralia already on the back straight. It must have been a mistake from Layla into the previous tricky right-hander, but Layla sends it to the inside and she brakes too late and almost hits Soper in front. Maverick goes for the cutback, but they're still going to be side by side on the start-finish straight, a little bit of side-to-side contact. little blink of the light by Leila to apologize as Marcel Miku sets the fastest lap of the race. That's almost as fast as his qualifying lap, so he's got great pace. He's pulled away by 2.5 seconds on Miro Gibi. Leila has the inside line. Can Maverick hang it all the way around the outside? He's gone deep, 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 and too deep. He still has the inside, but he has to yield, surely. Otherwise, they will make contact. And all of this fighting is helping Juha's opponent so much. As Airman now getting challenged by, or challenging Norfi, I should say, but he can't do it around the outside. He's trying to go for the cutback, and oh, Norfi losing it on power and somehow saving it and still holds the position, but no, his accident compromised because of the humongous moment that he just had in turn 2. And now Alex is making more moves. This time looks to be cleaner as he goes to the inside of turn 4 on Malik Natures, and up to P7 goes the Hungarian. Alan, meanwhile, to the inside of Brian Garcia, and they're all off the circuit. And Northview was also off the circuit. Northview clearly struggling with something, but Alan is made the move on Brian Garcia up to P13, but that's not going to be a lot of points. It looks like he genuinely doesn't have great pace around this Sepang International Circuit as Lac PP goes around at turn 4, but he will still rejoin in 16th. Meanwhile, Leila Petralia now challenging Juho's opponent. So after having to defend for her life a lap ago, she's now become the attacker. Let's go on board with Maverick and see whether Leila will make the sand into this tricky right-hand angle. In fact, Maverick is going for the sand. He's on the inside of Leila. Leila can't turn in. Leila has to open up the steering angle, but she will get a better drive coming out of turn 14. They're going to go side by side, and Leila to the inside of Juho Sopana on the grass. My goodness. And did Sopana see it? Yes. Now he leaves Leila enough space on the inside, but now they're going to go 3 wide into the final corner. Leila's line is too tight, so she has to back out of it. And Maverick goes cleanly around the outside and takes 4th position away. And look at the momentum Maverick has. He's going to challenge Juho Sopana already, coming down into turn 1. As Marcel Miku sets the fastest lap of the race once again. Natures is now getting past left, right, and center. And down to P9 goes the Czech driver. Callum has been passed by Alex. But we have to look at this battle for the final podium place, and down the inside is Juho Sopana trying to repass Maverick into P3, and he does. So after all that, Maverick actually made the move on Leila and up into P4, but now Leila gets a brilliant drive out of turn 2. Let's focus on this for a little moment. Callum still defending from now Villatel, who's passed Natures in all of that, so Maverick now having to defend from Leila Petralia, who got a brilliant round of turn 2, side by side into turn 4. Leila has the better line, but she spins and she saves. Another brilliant save from one of our 20 drivers tonight. But that's surely going to cost her momentum, and yes, it does. So she has to stay in P5 for now. How about this battle? Villatel is now going 3 wide with Callum and Natures. What is happening here? They're still going 2 wide between Villatel and Callum. The car's livery are exactly the same, so I have no idea which one is which one, but Callum has made the move back up to P7. He was P6 a moment ago, but clearly Alex Romsix has much faster pace than these 3 drivers, and off the track goes Callum at turn 8. So that's a free position. Back to P7 goes Villatel. How about Natures? Can he brake later around the outside? No, Callum absolutely throws the car into the corner. What an overtake! He has absolutely zero regards whether to his car or to the corner. That was 4 cents from Callum. That was incredible. Just about within control and not being fully out of control. That was incredible to watch. And yes, you're right. Alan is back down to P14. He's been passed by Brian Garcia again, who is still recovering from the back injury. So, excuse me. Yeah, Brian Garcia is still not up to his full pace just yet. But Leila got a great round. coming out of the final corner. And we are into the third to last lap, so 3 laps remaining here in the first race. And Layla goes to the outside because Mav defends the middle line. So Maverick will be on a tighter line through turn 1. Can Layla get more drive around turn 1? Yes, she can. Trying to set up turn 2 as well. And we have a blue flag car of Il Bonetto. And does he get out of the way? Yes, he does. So that's good at least. He's got out of the way of all of the other drivers, so he didn't affect this battle for third. So even though Il Bonetto is quite slow, he's got good racing standards, and almost around goes Brian Garcia, got caught on the curb, but somehow he stays ahead of Alan. Something is wrong with Alan. He's definitely not looking like the usual self. But here is Maverick. He's had a bit of a slide, and look at the momentum that Layla Petralia has got. Layla has the inside line to turn 7. Surely that is move complete. Yes, it is. Back up to 4th goes Layla Petralia, and around almost goes Juho Sopinen. Absolutely sideways, and look at all the speed he has lost. On board with Layla Petralia, trying to go around the outside of turn 9. Juho breaks later and makes the apex. A little bit of contact because Juho parked it on the apex. So now Maverick back up to 4th. This is a brilliant scrap between these 3 drivers trying to fight for the final podium place. But Juho Sopinen does look very slidey, because when we watch the qualifying session, his car was also very oversteery, which is very error prone. As Alan had made something happen to Northie. Did they make contact? Or did Northie just go off himself? We will revisit that at the end of the race. And Maverick gets a pole run out of turn 14. So now it's Layla Petralia's chance to try to go back up to 4th, but they really need to stop fighting amongst themselves and trying to really challenge Juho Sopinen. They're letting Sopinen running away with this because they're constantly battling amongst themselves. Maverick defends the inside line to the final corner. Layla will get a brilliant run coming out of the final corner. Look at that brilliant switchback line. And oh, they're almost making side-to-side contact. Layla in the purple car going to the outside. Maverick on the inside defending. And Juho Sopinen will be safe into turn 1 again. Maverick getting out of the shape into turn 1. He's brake too late, and now he opens the door up for Layla Petralia. However, Maverick will still have the inside line for turn 2, and he parks it on the apex. Layla, can he get to the inside? Yes, she can. Brilliant. Fantastic from Layla Petralia. That is how you do a textbook switchback move. But now we're on to the final lap of the race. So if they want to challenge Juho Sopinen, they've only got one opportunity. Into the final corner, basically, if Juho doesn't make a mistake. But look at this domination from Marcel Miku. He will win what will be the 4th race in 5 races this season. He's got absolutely no challengers. But we do have challengers here. Maverick using all of the track and a bit more. And now to the inside, having a little look. Not enough. He wasn't alongside. And Doka now really close to the back of Natures. Natures has dropped back slightly from the battle up ahead. But he's still holding it strong in P9. But Doka has the better line. And now looking to the inside of turn 7. He's going to stand it. And he's scared. Nature's off the track. There wasn't contact, but little look, little nose on the inside has absolutely scared Natures, who's still trying to recover and going sideways and onto the wall and back onto the track. He will still hold P10. Airman around the outside. No, yes, Airman has better traction and better drive, and Natures has lost a valuable spot because the top 10 will be reversed in race 2. So Natures has to take this position back in order to start from pole. It's the difference between starting from pole and P11 for the 2nd race. So this is going to be a crucial final 2 straights as Marcel Miku absolutely dominant once again. But this will not be the final lap, actually. We've still got one more lap at beg pardon, so they still have chance to fight again, because Marcel Miku is very far ahead of the battles we were looking at. So if somebody put in one less lap of fuel, they might be in trouble because it will be 9 laps instead of 8 laps, as side by side between Callum Villatail for P7. I still can't recognize which car is which because they look exactly identical, but Villatail has made the move on Callum, who's tucked back in for the slipstream. And Airman is now a second in front of Nature's, and Nature's looks to be dropping pace as Airman actually sets a personal best lap time on the penultimate lap of the race. So Airman is on form, and he might be able to start from pole because of that. Oh, that's really tight. Little bit of shoulders and barge, but Callum, yeah, he backs out. Yeah, that's the clever move. He did push Villatail a little bit into turn 2. That's fair racing from Callum, who's let his rival go and not challenge him into turn 4 because there was a bit of contact which unsettled the rear end of Lucas Villatail. Alan, meanwhile, he's finally made the move on Northie and Brian Garcia, so he's up to P12, but we will look at it after the race if we have time. And wide goes Juho Sopena again. He's under massive pressure. This is the final lap of the race. Sopena has to defend inside line to turn 9. Layla tries to break deeper around the outside. Can you get the cutback now? He can't again. There was contact again. It was almost deja vu from a couple of laps ago. Now Maverick trying to challenge around the outside. We've got Callum now passing Villatail somewhere. That was very weird because they are separated by quite a lot. Maybe Callum made the move into turn 7 and scared Villatail off, just like Nature's, who got scared off a lap ago. Now into the penultimate corner, turn 14. This is a crucial one. You need to get the best possible drive to get good momentum onto the back straight. Maverick has the wider line. Maverick has brilliant drive. We're going to watch Marcel Miko across the line, but we're going to keep an eye, close eye to the gap between 3, 4, and 5. Blinking off the light from Marcel Miko. He will win race 1 of Sepang tonight. Juho's opener defense inside line as Miro Ragibi finishes second. They're shooting 3 different lines. Maverick goes for a spin. Maverick spins around the outside. He tries to brake too late, but he was still finishing P5, so that's okay. Leila Petralia, can she make the move on Sopena across the line? No. A tenth of a second is the final gap. Allen has spun at turn 14, so now Northie has the chance to return the favor as Airman trying to look to the inside of Dogcan. He's actually got great pace. He's almost caught up to P9. That is incredible. Northie now on the outside of Allen. They're going side by side into the final corner. As Airman actually passes Dogcan on the line. Oh, wide goes Allen. Off the circuit goes the yellow car. Northie takes P12 on the final corner. And Allen will finish a lowly P13 ahead of the Red Bull liveried Brian Garcia. Shovel will take the final point paying position in P15. And time for replays. So, oh, but yeah, that was after the race, wasn't it? So Airman actually got a better run and pipped Dogcan to the line. And they made contact after the race, so that's okay. That was just playing around. But yeah, Airman actually take P9, which means Dogcan will start from pole in race 2 because he got P10 in the end. And let's see if we can have a look at what happened to Allen and Northie the first time around. That's a blue flag car. Yeah, this is probably the lap. Let's speed it up. So that was all okay into turn 7, into turn 8. Oh, that's Brian Garcia almost spinning. And oh, that's a bit weird. Huh. That's very weird. It's like if Alan has forgot to brake or something. Because you can see him, if you look at the pedals, he's already lifted off, so he should be on the brakes immediately, but he wasn't. That is a bizarre incident. Very, very bizarre. But yeah, Back to the final result. So Masamiku wins by 9.797 seconds over Mirale Gibi, who also takes a very comfortable second place in the end because of the brilliant fight between Juho's opponent Lila Petralia and Maverick, aka Andrew Target, all the way to the last corner of the last lap. And yeah, Alex Romiskas did a good comeback drive. I think he started somewhere around P11, so he made up 5 positions in the race, which is good for him. Callum also was involved in quite a lot of fights, most of them quite clean. I don't know why or what happened between him and Villatel on the final lap, but I can't check the replay anymore. So, but he ended up finishing P7 ahead of Lucas Villatel. Got Camley Airman actually finishing in the end by 21 thousandths of a second on Dokkan, but they will both be starting from the front row of the grid for race 2. We then got Marek Nichas, Norfi, Alan, Brian Garcia, Laurie, Michele Carrara, Spink, Luck PP, and Teja Sharma, the rest of the finishers. Il Bonetto actually also finished, but he was a lap down. So that's all 20 drivers. We will do it again in about 100-second time.
I
Do not expect me to be good at it.
I didn't have my audio output capture on
LOL.
stream.
LOL.
Yeah.
Well, at least I got to enjoy the battle out there. I just, I just did what I usually do, defend.
Man. Maverick,
Specialty.
Go.
I am sweating.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah.
Guys,
See ya.
how much
Yeah, good
fuel
luck,
did I
everyone.
do? How much
Have
laps
fun.
that we
Okay.
did?
9 laps.
What do we have?
9. Probably 9.
So I'll go 20 liters, 10.3. Right.
Of course, I had Marcel Miku in front of me.
Uh-oh. Wait, where is he?
He's
Oh,
like,
behind
he's
me.
P10. Yo, pull me along. Show me all the breaking points.
That's what I'm saying. Just follow Marcel.
If you can keep up, that is.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah,
it
yeah.
fast,
Don't worry.
fast.
Also, if you break where he breaks,
Yeah.
you're
Yep.
just gonna go.
Anyway, that was a bit of driver chatter. We've actually got 13 drivers in the pedal chat, in the voice chat together. So quite a few people like to chat on Friday night this time around. As we are about to go all 6 red lights again. And away we go. Oh, was that a jump start or just a brilliant start from Airman, who's already taken the lead from Dovkan? As they round down towards turn 1, we've got Maverick on the outside and a lot of cars going to the inside. So Airman holds the lead here into turn 1. I have no idea whether he jumped or not. Let's look at Maverick, who's trying to go around the other. Oh, spinning is Dovkan. He's out of control on the brakes and somehow he's held it all together. That was so dangerous because if he spun at the front of the pack, it's going to cause chaos to everybody behind. And everybody has made it all through. Oh no, Brian Garcia is round, Alan is round. He's gonna have no points in this race at this rate. Like 4 points, 8 points maybe. That is a shocking round as Dokkan closes the door on Alex Romiskas, but Rom6, sorry if I'm butchering everybody's name, but I'm not very good at pronouncing the names. That's very close between Rom6 and Villatel behind, but they all stay in shape for now. So a couple of positions made already by Marcel Miku. He's up from P10 to P8. Contact, and what a save! What a brilliant double save! They're now 4 wide going into turn 7. Leila Petralia going to go around the outside and make 1 position, 2 positions, but she's off the track and she rejoins and she has to give all the positions back. So back to P6 goes the purple car, and now she's under pressure from Maverick and Marcel Miku and all the fast runners behind her challenging to turn 9. All the way around the outside is Marek Natures. Can he make the move? Oh, he's getting pushed wide by Marcel Miku. And she rejoins and hits Marcel Miku and hits again. And around goes Marek Natures. My goodness me. That was chaotic, that was ugly, and off the track goes Northie, off the track goes Miro Nagibi, second place in the first race is also off the circuit. I have no idea what that camera is, but he is down to P13 and potentially P14. This is a terrible start for both Marcel Miku and Miro Nagibi. Marcel actually made a good start, but after the contact between him and his fellow countryman Marek Natures, he is back down to P9, which means Juho Sopra is now up to P8, Marek is up to P6, and we're still going side by side now between Alex Romsik and Callum. So this three-way fight is still continuing with Airman just in front of them, having his race on his own, and oh my goodness, that's way too deep from Callum. He's completely missed the braking zone. So Romsik will get P2, but Villatel gets a better traction. They're now side by side and making contact, side to side contact, Donkan and Juho Sopanen. This is also 3 wide. I have no idea where to look. Alex takes the inside line and P2 away from Villatel, but now Callum trying to look to the middle of the 3. And they all survive. Are these 3 going to survive? No, Donkan is pushed wide and Marcel Miku is shoved off. That's very aggressive and dangerous from Spink, who shoved Marcel Miku off. Where did Spink come from? What the fuck? Huh? He started P17, he's up to P9. That is absolutely incredible. But that move, oh, as Airman goes off on his own into turn 4, so he's gonna lose time. And Alex Romsik will close in on him. Let's have a look at Layla, who's challenging Callum. We've also got Miro Legibi trying to move back up the order. He has passed Northie. Marcel Miku has repassed Spink into turn 5. So back up to P9 goes the championship leader. And now look at Alex. He is so fast. Layla to the inside of Callum. This is tight. Very tight. And Airman is off again. The race leader is off the track and onto the grass. Alex takes the lead of the race. Layla Petralia to the outside of Callum. This is now the battle for second position, and just rejoining is Airman. His tires will be full of grass, and he moves from P1 down to P4 after the mistake into turn 8. Still side by side between second and third. Layla Petralia to the inside of Callum into turn 11. Callum tries to hold it around the outside, but he can't. He runs out of grip, runs out of the track. Layla Petralia up to P2. Now, can Alex Romsik try to pull away from the rest of the field, or is he going to be challenged very soon from the likes of Layla Petralia and Maverick? And deep goes Villatel, and he's basically drawn Maverick into it, because Maverick uses his breaking point as a reference, but he still be able to make the move and contact between Sopanen and Donkan. Around goes Miro Nagibi, and that's a don't-safe rejoin. He's hit Michele Carrara trying to rejoin after whatever happened to him. Marcel Miku around the outside of both Donkan and Juho Sopanen. He tried to make 2 moves on the back straight. Around the outside goes Layla Petralia on Callum. Callum is re-diving into the inside and make the move stick again. And 3 wide into the final corner. And Donkan is all out of shape. He's down to P9. Marcel Miku is up to P7. He's made the double overtake walk. Callum retakes P2 from Layla Petralia on the back straight. And now Breeze, and around goes Michele Carrara into the final corner again. He got hit by a recovering Miro Legibi a corner ago, and now he's round again to the final corner. Round almost goes Callum, absolutely out of shape. It's the Dutch driver, but he still holds it. He is the best friend of Alex Romsik right now, because if he can hold everybody behind him up, Alex is leading by 2.5 seconds, but now Layla has the inside line, has the move. She will have the inside for turn 4. Callum trying to squeeze Layla to the inside to squeeze her, but that doesn't seem to work. He's now going to go cleanly around the outside and running out of the room. And look at Airman. He is now joining this fight again. Around the outside of turn 5, which will turn to the inside of turn 6 if Airman can hold it there, but he can't. He runs out of the road as well and has to lift off. So the running order at the end of lap 2 is Alex Romsik in P1, Layla Petralia and Callum having a ding-dong battle for P2. Airman is recovering his pace after that moment at turn 8 a lap ago, but now it's Callum who's had a moment, but Airman is not close enough to dive into turn 9. Or is he? He's looking, and oh my goodness! That is absolutely shocking from Callum, and Marcel Miku is caught up in it again, and around goes Donkan. Oh wow, where the That Dolka is completely round. That is a terrible mistake from Callum. We said he made a brilliant move into turn 9, almost out of control, but still in control. That was completely out of control, and he has hit Layla from P2 to P7. If this gets reported, it's going to be a hefty penalty for Callum, as he completely outbrake himself into the tricky turn 9, but he's still trying to fight for the podium, and around the inside goes Juho Sopanen. He's got the best run out of all of these drivers, and contact between Miro and Dolcat. These two are still in the wars, but now with each other. I have no idea where to look, and after all of that, Alex has the lead of 6.5 seconds. Surely, even by Marcel Miku's standard, he can't catch up that much, can he? I mean, he still has to overtake 6 cars before he can try to run down Alex Romsik, who's now at the fastest lap of the race, 228.4. So yes, Alex has great pace. I think he's got this race won. So it's now a battle for second position. Maverick now somehow has moved up to second after all of that. He was at the back of this queue in P7, and in half a lap's time, he's up to P2 because of all the mishap happened in front of them. Airman now has lost P4 to Juho Sopanen. So down to 5th goes the man who started on the front row, and Dolkan now has been passed by Miro Gibi. So down outside the top 10 now is the driver starting from pole, but now Callum around the outside of Maverick, trying to go all the way around the outside. You have to say Callum can brake very late, but it's when he gets it completely wrong, and he will just increase the chance of an incident happening, as Marcel Miku now, after passing Villatel, is now challenging around the outside of Airman, and Airman has been hit. Airman tries to leave space for Marcel on the outside, so he has to lift, and now he's being hit by Villatel and Petralia. Down the inside goes the purple car of Leila Petralia, who is recovering back from P8 up to P6, and Callum has made the move around the outside of Maverick. Into P2 goes Callum, but he's now 7.5 seconds behind, and oh, Juho Sopanen has hit Maverick around, and Maverick is completely off, and off goes Leila Petralia trying to avoid. We've seen another crime committed into turn 9, this time Maverick getting hit from P2 to P8. The same exact thing happened 2 laps in a row. And now Miro Gibi challenging side by side with Dolkan. So yeah, Miro's car is definitely quite damaged, because he should be faster than a lot of these drivers that he's trying to battle really hard with, and off the track goes Miro. That's intentional. Yeah, I think after Dolkan's stupid squeeze out of turn 14 last lap, Miro Gibi decides to give Dolkan a medicine of his own, but that is definitely retaliation. Anyway, back to this ridiculous 7-car fight. We're going 2x2, 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 and hitting the inside is Villatel. He's round, he hit Airman, so Airman is completely off the track, and North is now joining all of this, getting the better run coming out of the final corner. North will move after Ace, and Luck PP, where the... He's disconnected, that's why he's not on the frame. As now Callum, trailing by 9.2 seconds, is in P2. Juho Sopanen holding off Marcel Miku to the inside, defending, but Marcel has finally cleared some of these cars, but I think the best he can recover up to is P2, as Alan now going around the outside of Spink. He's also made a good recovery after dropping down to literally P last, and that's another hit. Down towards turn 4, 9 minutes remaining of this race. The inside is Juho Sopanen defending later, hitting the side of Callum, and look at Marcel Miku getting the best run out of the 3. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 5. This is not going to work. Somebody has to yield. Marcel Miku yields. He's a championship leader. He can't take that much risk. He decides to get out of it because he knows he has a lot of time to make these moves. He doesn't have to be be in a hurry, but Leila Petralia has great pace. Look at her closing in on Marcel Miku through turn 7 and 8. And Maverick and Airman is also at the back of this queue, as Dolkan now getting passed by Malik Nature. So he and Miro will probably see each other on track very soon again. It'll be interesting to see whether they play it safely this time, or are they going to have a lot of argy-bargy moments once again. But into turn 11, and Doka has actually repassed Natures into turn 9. So now Natures is under attack from Miro Legivi into turn 11. Miro to the inside, makes a move on Natures. Into P13 goes Miro, who finished P2 in the first race. He will do well to finish P10 even in this race, and a little bit of contact between Marcel Miku and Juho Sopanen. Marcel gets the best drive out of turn 14, so he got too good of a drive. And now we're almost going 5, 6, 7 wide. However many cars in this battle, I have no idea what's going to happen into the final corner. They all fan out, choosing 5 different lines. To the inside is Callum. He's braked too early, and Juho Sopanen goes clearly around the outside. And Leila Petralia is also on the outside, passing Maverick into P5, or she's defending from Maverick in fact. So everybody stays in position. Somehow these 5 are still in the positions that they started the last cornering. This is absolutely incredible. Miro Legibi has had contact again with Natures and Dolcamp, but Marcel Miku to the inside. And oh, around goes Leila Petralia. I am losing my voice. Maverick has hit Leila Petralia, and Marcel Miku has made the double move on Callum Edge, who's opening the turn 1. What the flipping hell is going on in this race? It is absolutely chaotic. Maverick is retaining the position. He's decided to give Leila the position on track so he doesn't get a penalty at the end of the race. That's Alan now up to P10, finally passing Spink. But that's the position he needed to be in race 1, not in race 2. You need to be in P10 in race 1 to finish or to start from pole on race 2. Finishing P10 in race 2 does you absolutely no good. So Marcel Miku is finally clear. He will finish P2. Alex will win this race. Who will take the final step on the podium? Leila is out basically. Maverick is also basically out because they got hit, or they hit each other. Maverick hit Leila into turn 1, so they are now 4 seconds behind the fight for the final podium place. And Dokan going left, going right, and almost hitting the back of Spink, as Spink gets scared off, and off goes Spink, and rejoining the track very dangerously, but he somehow didn't hit anybody. So it's kind of safe, but not safe. And now Natures is under pressure from Miro Legibi. Miro to the inside, takes P12 away from the Czech driver, and sliding out of the corner is the Belgian. He's just lost the position he just gained. And to the inside of Norfi into turn 11 is Petralia, but Norfi is still challenging her. But he has slipped out of the throttle. You can't really go side by side into turn 12. That would be way too dangerous. Into this very tricky turn 14. To the inside is Villatel. Absolutely speedway style. Fully crossed up and making the move is Lucas Villatel. Up to P7 goes Villatel. And down to P14 goes Spink. He's another moment. So now both Miro and Natures have passed him. And Callum is fighting with Juho Sopanen. Sopanen finally made the move on Callum. There was contact, but also only a little bit of love tap. And to the inside of Villatel is Norfi, so Norfi retakes P7 away from Villatel, who made that brilliant move into turn 14, but he couldn't hold out for long. Spink is on the inside of Natures into the final corner. Callum to the inside of Juho Sopanen. That's just a little dive, but that has sent Juho wide, and now Callum to the inside, looking. Side by side between the two drivers, trying to go for the cutback and hit to the rear bumper. But that's okay, because he hit him square, so no problem for Juho Sopanen. He didn't get hit around. And Miro Legibi to the inside of Dovkan. Are they going to play it calm, cool, collected this time? Well, they're still side by side. They're going to go side by side down towards turn 4. No contact so far this time. They leave each other good space. Still good space. And I think Miro is going to get the move done finally, cleanly, into turn 4. But he's lost so much time. He's down in P11 behind Allen. And now Villatel has passed Norfi again, but these two fighting is hurting Maverick, because Maverick can't find a way through, and he is now stuck in P9 after having to let Leila go after their contact into turn 1. You can see Maverick clearly faster than the two drivers ahead. Northie gets all out of shape in turn 8. That's the best chance for Maverick to go alongside the white car of Northie into turn 9, but Maverick is on the wrong line. He's on the outside of turn 9. Who brakes later? Northie brakes just about equal with Maverick, and Maverick can't do anything on the outside. He was on the unfavored line. Ooh, out of shape is Northie. Still out of shape. His rear end was so lively there coming out of turn 10. But yes, now he's lost touch with Villatel ahead. He's now going to be under huge pressure from Maverick. To the inside goes Maverick, and Northie gets crossed up again. I think that's just his style of taking turn 14. I don't think... maybe he didn't even want to make the move on Villatel a lap ago. I don't know, but yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But now Northie on the rear end of Maverick, going to look to the inside into the final corner. Northie absolutely sent it. What a brilliant send. I mean, there was contact, but I'm not sure if he would have stopped the car actually if Maverick wasn't on the outside. But that was a dive bomb right on the edge of whether that was legal or illegal, but it doesn't matter because Maverick gets better drive and should be able to complete the move into turn 1. And he does. So Masayamiku continues to set fastest laps of the race, but that's going to be too little too late, unfortunately, because Alex is 9 seconds ahead. We've got battle for P4 though. Airman now has passed Callum. To the inside of turn 4, Callum will not let this one go, we'll know. He's very aggressive on the brakes, trying to squeeze, and Airman gives him the squeeze. Callum tried to squeeze Airman in the apex, and in the end he got squeezed by Airman on the exit. So, Airman takes 4th position away from Callum, and around goes Nature somewhere. And he is going to drop down to P14. That's Spink passing him. Callum still trying to fight this. This is into turn 9. This is where he hit Leila Petralia. Don't do it again. But I think Airman is far enough ahead, and surely, yeah, Callum this time breaks to the outside instead of sending a dive bomb. Speaking of which, Leila Petralia is back on the rear end of Callum and getting a better run and going to go to the inside of turn 11. Callum leaves her space, but he runs out of the road himself. So a couple of positions lost inside 1 lap for Callum. He drops from P4 to P6, and Leila Petralia can now focus on her attack on Airman. Trying to go with a tighter line actually, but that's going to compromise her exit because she won't get the drive out of the corner. So this might be side by side into the final corner. Yeah, she's getting the draft. And to the inside goes the purple car. And that's the race. Alex has slowed down on the final lap. So this is the final lap. This is the final battle for 4th. Alex has slowed down on the final lap to make sure this is the final lap. So Alex Romskis wins the 2nd race tonight. I got completely caught out because he slowed down on the final lap, and everybody seems to have been caught out as well. So in the end, Alex Romskis evades all the trouble and wins. In race 2, he will be the 3rd different race winner of the MX5 season 15. Marcel Miku is a brilliant comeback drive after getting involved in a couple of incidents, none of his own fault, but he still recovers after P2. Juho Sopanen ends up on the final step on the podium. Leila Petralia, after getting hit by Callum from P2 to P9, recovers back up to P4. A great drive from her. And Kamli Ehrman on his first ever race, I think, in the league, if I'm not mistaken, finishes in P5. So well done to Ehrman, well done to Callum, Villatel, Maverick, Northie, and Miro Gibi, who will take the final place inside the top 10. Alan actually lost the P10 to Miro in the dying laps. He will finish P11 ahead of Dovkan, Natures, Spink, Brian Garcia, Michele Carrara, Shavo, and Il Bonletto.
do that, we would have got P2 and P3. You know that, right?
Well,
we're
yeah,
in
but I
P4 and
didn't. I
P6.
didn't really. I mean, mate, I didn't.
We'll do our interviews here. So I think Yuho want one. Marcel can have one as well.
Oh wow.
Why not? Hello.
Hello,
Hold on.
lads.
Yes, hello guys.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, let's start with you, Juho. Very interesting fights, both races for P3.
Yeah, it was a very, very interesting actually, because I was involved in 2 fights in 2 races in a row. Of course, double P3 sounds absolutely amazing, but it was pretty fun actually, just a bit also exhausting. But yeah, either way, all I can say is it was a good race.
Very good.
and a very good day.
Yes, it was definitely very fun. Since yeah, you had a battle with Maverick and I believe was it Layla in race 1 for P3.
Yeah, it was tough. Like mostly Layla was trying to go to the outside. At some point, she wanted the grass to go to the inside, but I
Yes.
defended well and handled it well.
Yeah, on the back
And
straight, she did go onto the grass for like 5 seconds, so that was quite intense to watch.
yeah, it was very interesting to see what happened. But either way, it was quite nice to see how everything could happen. And yeah, of course, now that it's already all good in this championship, I could now start to again fight for the championship, and hopefully, hopefully I'm not gonna always get beaten by Marcel, because I'll be honest, he's way too quick.
Yes, he did win. Well, he did win 4 out of the first 6 races. So yes, he is leading the championship by a country mile, you could say. But
Yeah,
yeah, it would be tough for you and for everyone to chase Marcel. Speaking of which, Marcel, talk us through the 2 races. You had a dominant one in race 1 and a much more chaotic one in race 2. Oh, we've lost Marcel.
Marcel,
I think.
Peekaboo,
I
you
think.
race winner.
I think we've lost the
Wait, what
championship
can wake
lead.
him up? You're
Wake up!
champion of MX5.
Miro, are you here?
Yes, I am here, yes.
I thought
Yes.
he was sleeping.
So we'll come to you first, Miro. You had a very lonely race in race 1, finishing P2.
Yeah, actually, it was so good at first, but yeah, well, in the first race, at the first laps, of course, I was fighting Marcel, but
Yes.
instead of that, I decided just to back off. So yeah, I didn't had energy anymore, and so I'll take Pisu in race 1.
Yeah, you finished 9 seconds behind Marcel, but also 7 seconds in front of Juho, who finished at P3. But race 2 was more difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I don't know what that was. Yeah, everyone was sending it, and well, a lot of chaos going on. I was so mad. I was so frustrated that I got taken out a lot of times in the second race. There was one guy that also was um fighting Yohohe, but then he lost it and he took me out too. So I was very frustrating in the race.
Yes, there were about 1,000 incidents in race 2, so I can't really remember, but I do remember you retaliate on Doguken, I believe. But I didn't see what he did to you. Do you still remember that?
He was very aggressive, way too aggressive actually. And he went for the move and he took me out.
Okay, so yeah, yeah. When I saw you basically bump into him in turn 14, I knew something happened before, but I can't switch cameras fast
yeah, I
enough
was,
because
I was, I, yeah, I was so mad. I just wanted to let him know that it wasn't good from him what he did. So yeah, and then after that I finally beated him. And I was yeah, in P10, and I'll take that.
Yeah, frustration is normal for every racing driver, so that's understandable. But yeah, I think you passed Alan in the final couple of laps. Are you surprised at his lack of pace tonight? Because he's third in the
Yeah,
championship, and you were
yeah,
fourth
well,
coming into this round.
yeah, well, a little bit to be honest. Um, yeah, he's a really quick guy, you know. Um, in the last season in Monza, we were fighting a lot, so I was hoping for a lot of fights with each other this season. But he was struggling a lot. I see on this track. It was a very difficult track. But yeah, I feel a little bit bad for him to be honest. But hey, at least I was in front of him.
Yeah, you definitely gained points on him and on Bergie, who was not here tonight. So I
Yep.
think you should move up to second in the championship.
Hopefully,
Yes, yeah, I think
hopefully.
you should, because yeah, Mav also had a pretty shocking race too. Because if Mav finished like top 3 in race 2, he would probably take second. But you are the
Yeah,
closest challenger to Marcel Miku. However, you are
yeah,
also about 100 points back, I think.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's a little bit painful. That sounded very insulting. No, 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 I'm joking, of course. Um, yeah. Well, my goal is, of course, to beat Marcel. He's a very quick guy. Um, yeah, we sometimes have the same pace, but yeah, or I am very unlucky, or yeah, sometimes I just have a skill issue like this one. Um, but yeah, my goal is to beat him, and especially in the second race. So I was pushing a lot to go in front of him, but yeah, instead of that, I got taken out, and that's really unfortunate. So I hope I can still fight him.
Yeah, that was definitely unlucky. I've just done a quick math, so Marcel should be on 260 points now, and you are on 150. So you are 110 points behind him, and then Alan is on 122. So only you are half of Marcel's points. Everybody else is less than half of Marcel's points after 3 rounds. That is
That is crazy.
quite a big gap. But Marcel, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I just want to say, for on Sopanen's end, your beeping technology had caused a significant emotional event for my communication, so thank you very much.
Damn.
Can you elaborate
That's
further?
that's a bit confusing.
Go on.
Anyway, in terms of how my runs went,
Mhm.
first run, to be honest, it was quite consistent from my end, I would say. Constantly putting out fastest laps and keeping quite close to them as well. Yeah, first run, there was a few scraps with Miro, but after I pulled away from him, that was basically the end of that.
Yes,
Basically, a dominant victory.
you could say that for
But
sure.
second, yeah, especially since in the standings, I'm pulling off quite dominantly so far.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
But second run, I wouldn't say the best performance. Quite a lot of heat I noticed in that run.
Yes. I can remember Callum hitting Layla, Mav hitting Layla, Spink hitting you, Miro and Dalton has incidents, Juho and somebody also had incidents. Basically, there was an 8-way fight for P2, and you were caught up right in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I had the performance to get the victory, but because I was held up by all these guys that were starting ahead of me for the second run, unfortunately I couldn't quite deliver it. In the end, I'm happy taking second. To be honest, I know Alex right now he ain't contesting me for the title at the moment, so I'm not exactly that sad that I got second. But certainly the performance is there, and I'm hoping to keep pressing on.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of Alex, I made a completely error saying that it's his first race because he did race last week. So maybe he is the closest challenger, but no, I think he finished like P8 or 7 in the first race. So he would be probably kind of equal on points with Alan with about 120 and 140 behind you, Marcel. But
well,
yeah.
I would say in terms of practice, he was pretty much on my level.
Yeah, but he had a shocking qualifying session because he was stuck behind Shabo for 2 laps in a row. I couldn't understand why he didn't like pull out a gap to the car in front.
Yeah,
because he got held up twice in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened to him as to why he wasn't behind me.
Yeah,
because I would have expected him to be behind me, but he wasn't. Instead, he was like way down the order.
Yeah, I think he ended up qualifying P11 because he just got blocked on basically every of his flying laps, which was pretty weird to say at least. But yeah, that should be it for the Sepang races. And next week on same time on Friday night, we'll be racing at Brands Hatch. Right? Right.
Yeah, we're going Brands Hatch next.
Yes.
Any expectations of our 3 drivers here in the interview?
I think I should get a cup of tea because it's in England, of course. So yeah, a cup of tea for sure.
Gonna make it.
For the track, yeah, I'm very strong on that track, so it should be good for me. I don't know for Marcel. Marcel, are you ready for it?
Well, on my end, I would say it's a tough course. Fast, narrow, not exactly that many places where you can make up a move because of how narrow the course is overall.
Yeah.
And of course, T1 being very difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
Certainly, the stakes are going to be high, but it is going to be relatively tough.
It's gonna be fun at least.
Yep.
Well, if you can keep it stable and keep it on the track.
Yeah, I do remember you hating the track when we raced it a couple of seasons ago. But in the end, I think you only got beaten by Cody and Parmesan, who are not here this season. So judging by that, you should be the favorite.
Favorite? I mean, to be honest, that track's got a long-standing reputation. There's just something about it I just don't like, in general.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll feel better next week.
It's all the play for next race in Brands Hatch.
Yes, and that should be the end of stream. We'll see you next Friday at Brands Hatch, because I need to practice TCR. I haven't done a single lap, so otherwise that'll be
good luck with that.
I'll be dive bombing everyone if I don't start practicing now. But anyways, thank you very much for the chat, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.